HCL, worked with the Leela at Goa, Chennai, Delhi and Kerala. IHCL Chandigarh, Kolkata, started as housekeeper at IHCL, moved to FO, later on recommendation of the GM, have opened hotels Leela, Chennai, TCC&T. Managed overall operation of the Taj Center, Taj Chandigarh for 2 years. Been a departmental certified trainer, have mentored and prepared individuals for leadership positions. So very soon he will be interacting with each and every one of you. Once again, I request the students, the senior students are here, the junior, the first year students are over here. So please, if you have got a scribbling pad or a notebook, kindly take it out, and because please be ready to write down some notes. That message can be very helpful for you and also for your life. Also, if you have any question, you may ask him after his lecture session gets over. Over to you, sir.
So, good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for the very warm welcome. Today standing here, I remember 16 years back. So 16 years back, I remember the days. I used to sit somewhere here in one of my colleges and used to watch people coming from the hotel fraternity to talk about hotels, to talk about operations, to talk about your career development, to talk about things that were unknown to us. There is a lot of curiosity that remains there. I know all of you will have a lot of questions. You want to understand hotels. You want to know how it operates. I'm sure most of you have done your trainings in various hotels, right? How many of you have done trainings in various hotels? So say 50% of the people, right? 50% of you have experienced hotel industry. As in you have worked for various departments. So how many of you are interested in the room division? Ideally, when you bifurcate a hotel operation, there are two verticals. One is the food and beverage, which includes your services and the culinary activities. The second part is your accommodations, which is essentially your front office operations, your housekeeping operations, and your engineering and the back support, right? Your transport and everything comes down there. So how many of you are gearing up to get into the accommodations? Only one I see. 2 here. 3. Rest all into F&B, right? Bakery must be the highest number. Bakery should be the highest number, right? Sorry? Front office. So that's accommodations. When I'm saying accommodation, it is front office housekeeping. So how many of you are looking forward to make your career in front office or housekeeping? All right. So see, essentially today's session, we will talk about how you become a leader, how you position yourself as a leader, and how you get into a role model kind of a personality. See, each and every vertical of a hotel has got a head, right? If you go to the engineering, you will have a director of engineering there, right? If you go to housekeeping, there's an executive housekeeper. For a front office, there's a front office manager. Or then further high, you have an accommodation manager or the operations manager in the hotel, because the hierarchy is also changing. The hierarchy of hotels are changing. What we have studied and learned in our time is no more there. It used to be a assistant front office manager, then a front office manager, then it used to be the general manager. Now the hierarchy has broken down. You have got duty managers to front office manager to an accommodation manager who will head your front office and housekeeping both, and then you gradually become an operation manager to the general manager position, right? That's how it operates. See, there are 3 essential points that you need to understand if you have to become a successful leader. Number 1 is your team management. Team management. When you are a leader, you are heading a team of, say, team size of 10, 20, 50, 100, or whatever XYZ number is there. The most essential thing is that how you manage your team, that makes you an effective leader, correct? Why I'm saying this is, who runs the show? Who's running the show? Who's running the day-to-day operation? Say front office, who's running the day-to-day operation? Is it the front office manager? No. The team down. The 10, 20 people who are down there, they are doing the actual task. They are doing the actual job. As a leader or as a manager, you can only mentor them. You can show them a way of doing it right. But the actual task is being done by those 40 people or 20 people, the team that you are managing. So essentially, if you are able to manage your team well, if your team is happy, what will happen? If the team is happy, a happy team will lead to a better work performance, correct? The performance of the department increases exponentially, correct? If you have a happy team, rather than having a team which is not very happy or kind of grumpy, not very happy about the workplace, not very happy about the workplace. So they will not perform, or they will not perform to the highest, the optimum level that we say. So to ensure that your team performs to the optimum level, you have to ensure that they are happy. And how do you make them happy? Okay, so by listening to them. I'll come down. I'll come down with you. All right. So how do you think? One said by listening to them. What else? I'll come in between. Sorry, I'll be there in between. By coordinating with them. What else? What else do you think? How will your team be happy? Okay, you distribute the work properly. What else? What else? Sorry?
Delegation of authority.
Delegation of authority. All right. What else? Sorry? By doing smart work. Okay. What? Sit down. Sit down. Being positive enough. Okay. Good work environment. Being considerate. Right. So all that you said is more or less towards the correct answer. So to keep your team happy, you have to be, gentle. You have to be humble with the team. Humbleness is one point where your team can rely on you. When you are humble, if you are approachable, when I say approachable, somebody should not feel that fear of approaching you and discussing something with you. It should be an open office kind of a place. Anybody and everybody is welcomed to your office or to you to discuss anything. It might be anything related to the work, or if he or she is facing any trouble with the overall experience in the hotel or overall experience in the workplace. It can be the facilities that they are getting. It can be the work that they are doing. Supposedly, somebody has been given a work which cannot be done in a stipulated time, and the target has been given, correct? So a target has been given to finish a work in 12 hours or maybe 24 hours. And he or she thinks that it is unachievable and walks into your office, and you feel that it is possible to be done in 24 hours. You have to give the legitimate reason that why and how is it possible in 24 hours. You have to give him that backup. If it is not possible, you'll have to understand why is it not possible, why that individual is saying that he is not being able to do it. So you have to get into the shoes of that individual, understand what is the problem, and that's how it works. Number two, any industry is driven by processes. Any industry, any workforce, any department, you pick up anything on this earth, anything that is functioning, it is functioning on processes. If your processes are correct, your results will look good, and they'll be as per the desired, the desired goals, that the goals that you are desiring, or whatever targets you have kept for yourself. It will only happen when your processes are right. Correct? So I'll give you an example. So when we say that a guest arrives, like when I came to this place, I saw there were two people at the reception area with a aarti, tika, and the garland process that we usually do in the hotels. Right? You must have seen, if you go to a hotel, there are people around at the lobby who will do your aarti, tika, and garlanding. I saw that happening here. So that's a process. It's a journey, it's a process. From the time the guest who's getting down from the vehicle, there's a person who opens the door, the guest walks in, then there's somebody who is doing an aarti, tika, and garland. So that's a process. If that process is not followed, what will happen? What will happen if that process is not followed? The only thing that will change is the experience of the guest who's walking into your hotel. Correct? So suppose a guest checks in into your hotel and this aarti, tika, garland is not done to him and it is being done in another hotel. So that gives him that difference, understand? So they will feel that there is a difference. There is a difference in the service standard. So exactly that's the reason why we have the processes in place for every task that we do. Smallest to smallest task that we do is process oriented. So to become a very good and an effective leader, you have to ensure that the processes which are there in your department has to be effectively followed. And how does that happen? How will you ensure that the process is being followed? Keep a check on it on every day. I don't know how many of you have heard that it takes 21 days for one thing to become a habit. Correct? So any process that is implemented, keep a check for some time. When it becomes a habit, it becomes a habit. You have seen the telephone operators who take the phone call. Right? It's like an IVR message. They'll say the same thing again and again and again and again. Because why? Because they've been doing it again and again. So processes are very, very important. To become a successful leader, you have to ensure that processes that are laid down by the organization are followed, and you keep a tight check on them that it is being done to the 100% optimization. All right? Okay. So, see, I was a housekeeper at one point of time. 2016 is when I moved from housekeeping to front office. I was heading the housekeeping department in Taj Chandigarh, which is Chandigarh as a city in Punjab. So I was heading housekeeping initially there, and then I moved to front office. So be it any format, like I said, be it any format, whether you are in housekeeping or a front office or kitchen or wherever you are, the key elements will remain the same. Because the work that you do, the skills that you have, that will develop, and you will have a better skill day by day. Suppose somebody who cooks something somebody who's a baker, who's in the bakery. Over years, his bakery skills will develop, right? He'll get better and better and better every day. So the working skills will come with experience, with time. But your leadership skills are something that you need to develop. Correct? That you need to develop. You have to inculcate and you have to ensure that you develop your leadership skills. We have got about 300 hotels as ICL. Sorry. That's the new batch. I'm so sorry. So we have got about 300 hotels overall. So 300 hotels must be headed by 300 general managers. Correct? Every hotel will have a hotel head. So 300 general managers. How many managing directors? How many managing directors for a company? One, right? What makes that difference? What will make that difference? Why not 300 managing directors? If you have 300 general managers for a company, why only one managing director? It's again the leadership skills. The leadership skills and obviously the experience that you add on over years and years. So leadership, like I said again, you have to have your team motivated for sure. The processes needs to be in line. If your team is motivated, your customer will be happy, your guests will be happy, your happy guests will give you more business. More business means more profit for the organization. If the organization is profitable, what happens to you? What do you get? You get promotions, you get increments on time, you get promotions on time. So it is a both way. It's win-win for you and the organization both. All right? So that's the new batch, right? If I'm not wrong. This is the first year. Hello. So I hope I'm audible to all of you and you understanding what I'm saying, right? I'm sure none of you have gone to a hotel as of now, right? This is the first year. So anybody who has gone to hotels, experienced hotels, anybody who's done their training in hotels? Casuals maybe, not 6 months industrial training as yet. All right. So any questions that you want to ask? Yes, please.
Hi, sir. So my question is, we are always in a disguise to ask questions. So how this situation can be transparent enough?
Which one? Come again.
So my question is, we are always in a disguise to ask questions. So how this situation can be transparent enough for us?
For trainees or for...
Trainees for us, all of the students.
See, you have to remember there is no... Your mind is never a stupid question. You ask a question today, you get an answer and you learn it. So that's how it is becoming transparent. You have to make it transparent by yourself. Nobody is going to help you out. You have to make it transparent. I don't know something, I'll go ahead and ask why and how. What I have seen over the last 15, 16 years, when we get trainees from colleges who come for their learning and development in the hotels, there is a tendency of keeping a back. There's a fear factor. There's no need. And that's exactly why you are there. For asking questions, right? When you get into a hotel for your training, that's exactly why you are there. You are there to ask questions and understand and get your theories that you have done in the college to look at them in a practical phase and understand what it is. Correct. So which means there is no question which is stupid. You should be always asking question and any question is okay. All right. What next?
Sir, what are the qualities required to become a RDM, Room Division Manager?
Difficult question. Okay, sit down. So room division, you need to have the basic understanding of your front office operations. You need to have the basic understanding of your housekeeping operations. You need to understand engineering to an extent. Engineering, when I say, you have to understand the functionality of your air conditioning, your hot water system. So the basic understanding you should have as knowledge, and you should be adaptive. You should be adapted to take responsibility or take charge of 2-3 departments all together, and your follow-up has to be very, very strong. It's not necessary that somebody who's a general manager may know how a machine operates, right? But he's still the general manager of the hotel. It's not necessary that somebody who's the general manager of the hotel, he might know how to make a pasta. But he's still the general manager of the hotel because he understands the basics and he has the quality to get that thing done by his subordinates. So for any format, it's not the room division manager only, any format that you work on, any position that you're looking forward to, when your horizon expands, when I'm saying your horizon expanding means from a housekeeper or a front office manager to a position of a room division manager or an accommodation manager, you should be knowing the basics of housekeeping, basics of front office, and engineering aspects as well. All right? Next. Yes.
Sir, how to become a successful leader to lead a team?
Sorry?
Sir, how to become a successful leader to lead a team?
See, nothing comes immediately. You have to gain that experience. Everything takes time to get matured. You'll read about spirits, right? Whiskey. We talk about whiskey and wines. When you do your theories here, you learn about whiskey and wine. Why does the price of the whiskey go high? When it is maturing, when it is aged, correct? It is always an experience. It's all mature. You will have to get matured with time, with experience, and then you become a successful leader.
Namaste sir, my name is Samanya Chakravarti and I am from second year BHM City in this college. Sir, my question is like you talked about the team up and the promotion thing. So my question is related to promotion. The thing is we inside a hotel when we are working as an employee, we are working with all our teammates. None of them is our competitor. So we aren't competing with anyone. But we are showing our skills, our power, our knowledge, experience, whatever we have in us. So how to be the part of an eye for general manager to get promoted in the industry without competing?
There are three things which any leader will look into when they do your performance analysis. We say performance analysis or promotions and increments which comes every year. One is your skill. Skill is how well you do your work. Second is your will. How willing are you to do a work? Correct? Skill, will, and your attitude. What is the attitude that you carry when you want to become a part of the organization? Positive attitude. People talk about positive attitude, right? So skill, will, and attitude. When we say, for me, when I judge somebody, first parameter is the attitude. Things are changing. Decades back, it was skill which was the prime factor of doing analysis of people. In today's world, you go anywhere, your attitude is number one. The first parameter to look at your performance. Correct? So attitude is important and very, very prime in this case.
Thank you.
Skill, will, and attitude. So those are the three parameters. Thank you. Yes, the first year students. Anybody? Any questions? Like I said, no question is stupid. You can always go ahead and ask questions. Anything?
Sir.
Yes.
So one more question from my side. I think this question comes from in all of our mind. Like in the final round of the interview, while we are facing the GM directly, how to crack that round? How to be?
Like I said, so for freshers, somebody who has worked with experience, probably the set of questions will be different. And the analysis that an individual will do will be different. But for somebody who's the first comer or somebody who's new in the industry, like I said, your attitude, your confidence will break the key. Your attitude and your confidence will break the key. Your understanding about this subject may not matter much, but if you're confident enough and you are, your attitude is right, you will break the shoe. Anything else? Yes.
Hello, sir. First of all, it's a very big honor for me to meet you.
It's an honor for me to be here. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Sir, please can you explain that what a trainee should acquire in himself?
Sorry, I'm
The
not
atti-
getting you.
Hello. So, what attributes should a trainee acquire so that he could become a successful executive housekeeper?
For executive housekeeper, see, cleaning is a mantra. We say cleanliness is next to godliness, right? The housekeepers are known to be the most organized people in the hotel industry. I've been a housekeeper, so I know the housekeepers are known to be the most organized. You know why? So for a hotel to operate, the aesthetics of a hotel or a place is a very, very important factor. When you get into a room, what is the first thing that you see? Say in a hotel room, what is the first thing which will catch your eye? What will catch your eye? Okay, I'll help you. So it's the bed. The bed which is there right in the center of the room will catch your eye. Right? So to become a successful housekeeper, obviously you need to have all the skills. Like you should know the types of stones or probably the chemical utilizations, their chemical compositions, all those things. But planning, organizing and keeping things in the right place is how you become a successful housekeeper.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Yes. Yes, please.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon. Sir, in your life, you have got lots of experience. Sir, would you like to share a story with us that motivated you in your life?
Motivated to become a hotelier? Oh. Okay, so I am an accidental hotelier. I'm sorry, but I'm an accidental hotelier. To begin with, I'm a student of Sainik School, which is in Purulia. So I was meant to join the armed forces. Unfortunately, I couldn't. Fortunately or unfortunately, I couldn't, and I ended up in this industry. And I think the industry has treated me well, and that's how it is. One fine morning, once when I finished my plus 2 and when I was at home, I met somebody who was a neighbor. And he was pursuing hotel management at that point of time and probably in his final year. And he got an opportunity to work with Taj Bengal, the most iconic hotel of the city. So he joined Taj Bengal as a F&B associate. And he happened to invite me to that hotel. I mean, invite in the sense that I had got an opportunity to get into the hotel. So with the luxury, with the dazzle that I'm talking 17 years back now, 17, 18 years from now, when you walk into a hotel, it dazzles, right? So it was glittering, shining everywhere. You know, you see people suited up, booted up, polished shoes, and you know, they're all energetic, walking down, all smiling faces. So that's what made me think that I should also go and pursue hotel management, and that's how I'm here. Anything? Any other questions? I was expecting more. I'm sorry, I was expecting more questions, but that's okay. Yes.
Hello. So, at your time, when you were a student, how do you used to manage the time of everything? So, I actually want to know the time management, how you used to do the time management in your life. So,
Life in the sense my day-to-day activities?
yeah, day-to-day activities, yeah.
When I was doing my hotel management.
Yeah.
So what time does the session start here? For your college, what time does it start? 10:30 and ends at? The finishing time ends at 4. So you're lucky. So you're lucky you have more time than me. So when we were doing hotel management, our day used to start at 9 a.m. in the morning, and we used to finish it at 6 p.m. in the evening. So it was as good as going to an office. And that happens also thanks to the faculties. I'm sure that also happens because that will give you an opportunity to get used to working for that many hours, and you have to adapt to that time. Whether something is happening or not, you still are there for that 8-9 hours, so that you start adapting to that things. Right? You start adapting to things. You have to shave when you come in the morning. You have to be well groomed in the hood. That's what the hotel when you come to the institute, what do? You groom yourself. You polish your shoes. You shave every day morning. Girls will put on their makeups and they'll come to the institute and they go back in the evening. So that gives you it inculcates a habit of getting yourself prepared in the morning, coming in and going out. So how do you plan your day? Sorry, my question to you. Sorry, what's your name? Sorry?
Hello. Sriru Banerjee.
So, Mr. Banerjee, how do you plan your day?
I wake up at 7.
All right.
Sometimes when there is no college, I go to football ground. So I love to play football. So I play football. After that, I come to home. I used to take a warm bath. After that, I had my lunch. I used to sleep. After that, at evening, I used to wake up at 6. I used to have my studies, and after that, some chats with my friends in Facebook or WhatsApp or Instagram, whatever you
say.
So
that's exactly happens with everybody.
Exactly.
That happens to everybody. That's when you are off duty or off the college hours. Otherwise, you come to the institute in the morning and go back in the evening. You do your entire day activities here and then get back. So that's how the day is planned. You do not have to plan your day. Once you get into an institute or you start working in an office, your day will get organized by itself. Because by and large, 50% of your time is dedicated to the work. Right? Thank you. What else? Any other questions? Backbenchers. Any other questions? Somehow I like the backbenches. That's the most interesting part, the most interesting section. Any questions? Guys, any questions? Anybody, any questions? Any questions? No. All right. Can I sit here? I'll sit here.
Thank you, sir. It was really an interactive session. A round of applause for him, please. We are really grateful to have you because you just went to each and every student to talk to them, to ask, to deliver some tips and bits of your life. And sir, this is actually a question from me too, and I hope that students will also get some interest. As one of our students asked you that if you have got any story from your life. Actually, it's what that I just shared with my students as well, that experiences, stories from a person's life actually inspires us a lot. So you just told our students a simple thing that, I wanted to be something else, but I ended up here, which is definitely a good place for you. So is there any interesting story which you want to share with our students, which happened in your life and which actually motivated you to move further?
All right. So, like I said, I was a housekeeper. So, moving to front office was not on my plate ever. So it happened one day when I was working in one of the hotels. The front office manager had moved to a different assignment, and I was sitting with the general manager and we were having lunch. So there was a guest who had complained. There was a glitch. We say glitch. We don't call it a complaint. We call it a glitch. There was a glitch. There was a concern raised by a guest, one of the guests. So technically what happens in a hotel is usually when there is a complaint, the front office manager goes out, moves out, and he takes the lead to meet the guest and pacify him for whatever reason and resolve the situation. So it happened we were having lunch in the coffee shop of that hotel. Since the hotel did not have a front office manager at that point of time, so the general manager asked me, would you want to go and meet the guest? Can you take charge of this situation? I said, fine, let me go. So I went and met the guest, and the situation was that he had booked for a category of a room, and the hotel was overbooked. So obviously the category was not available with us, and it was a situation, and it was a very, very tough situation. And on top of that, that guest was a Chambers member. You understand what is Chambers? In IHCL, Indian Hotels Company Limited, which is Taj, the parent company is IHCL. The Chambers membership is the highest level of membership. So one of the Chambers members, so the most elite guest of the hotel. And we were in a fix. The receptionist by mistake said that no, we do not have that category available, we'll have to give you another room. So you go and meet him. I went and met him. The situation was technically beyond repair at that point of time. But however, it took about 30 minutes for me to sit with him and make him understand. And obviously we had to do some makeshift and offer in something which would have taken his consent to get to another place or take a category which he had not booked for. So it took about 30 minutes of time from there. And that day and today, this gentleman, whenever he travels across India, in any of the hotels, the first call comes to me. So he'll call me and he says that I'm going to, say, Bombay or Bangalore or any other Taj hotel. Can you fix my booking there? So that's the kind of rapport and relationship that you build up. So every complaint, every glitch, every complaint is an opportunity to make a relationship. So you have to, it's up to you how you handle it. If I open my phone and I may be having about 100 or 200 guests' phone number whom I had met with a glitch, with some or the other reason. There must have been some complaint. You meet them, and from that day to today, you are kind of one place for them. They'll call you, they'll text you. I'm going to Bangalore, can you have my room booked? Although not part of my job, but he will keep that trust on you, and he keeping that trust in you is keeping the trust on that brand. So you become the ambassador for the brand. So if your relationship with the customers or your guests are well, it is equally beneficial for the company as well. So that's the story. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Some of the things which he told and which really inspired me too. The one that he just said, all of you, and that is a person requires skill, will and attitude, right? Like, it's really a great message for all of us. We need our skill, and obviously we can't get skill like, you are just standing under a tree and an apple, a skill falls on your hand. It's not that. You need to upgrade your skill. You need to have experience. You need to have knowledge. And definitely there should be a will to upgrade your skill, and then comes your attitude too. So thank you once again. May I request Mr. Mishra to come over the stage, please. I also request our director, sir, to please come over the stage. So it's a small token of love and appreciation from Guru Nanak Institute of Hotel Management. Sir, can you please be on the stage? We need a group photograph with you.
I like to be with the team, so that's why I'm stepping very early.
Yes, definitely. Definitely. The faculty members, I request the faculty members to come over the stage, please. Thank you, sir. Thank you, faculty members. Please have your seat.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Our next session will continue after 2 p.m. So